3:31 now. Jason Endicott in for T-Cats this week here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And we are joined by, I know you can't see it, but I knew that she was here before she even walked through the door because the glimmer of her crown was shining throughout the building. This past weekend, we had the Miss Santa Clarita Valley Scholarship Pageant. It's what it's called, the Magic of the Crown, and they crown a whole bunch of people: the Little Miss, Junior Miss. I'm looking at the website, MissSCVPageants.com right now. Miss Teen, Miss SCV, Ms. SCV, Mrs. SCV. It's an annual thing. It's been going on for years here in Santa Clarita. Marty Rivetti and does a great job organizing this. Ms. SCV is in studio with us right now, and her name will sound familiar to you, especially if you've been listening to this radio station for some time. She used to host a show called Lifestyle Fitness here at the radio station. Ellen Como, Ms. SCV. Congratulations, Ellen.
Thank you very much, Jason. It's so good to be home.
How are you? It's been a while since you've been in here, yeah?
It has been. Yeah. Actually, I was on Fred Arnold's show a couple weeks ago, but the first time in a couple years that I've been here, so it feels great.
I want to talk about why it's been a while, because you've been very, very busy with your own business. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
Yes.
But let's talk about the pageant. It just happened this past Saturday. You were crowned Ms. SCV. How did you get involved with the pageant?
It was a great story. One of my members at my studio, Ballacor Fitness Studio, walked in and she told me that you are the perfect person. We want you to go to compete in this pageant. And I thought, okay, what do you need me to do? Oh, walk in a bathing suit? I'm like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. Give a speech? I'm like, I'm afraid to talk in public. We're going to have an interview. I do terrible in interviews and pop questions. Wear a ball gown. I am the most clumsy person in the world. So, I mean, for everything I was thinking, and they said to me, I was, no. And then, I thought about it, and I said, yeah, wait a minute, yes. I mean,
why not?
Life's about challenges, and it's about taking risks, and it's about getting better.
Right.
And how would you ever get better if you didn't take that risk? So
exactly.
I committed and showed up at my first rehearsal, and Miss Marty was there, and my life has changed for the better. The day, the minute, the moment I met her, she is wonderful.
Yeah, Marty Rivetti, she is the program director, and this pageant happens every year. They create scholarships for local people to do things, and they go out in the community. When we go and broadcast at various remote locations, we'll always see people involved with this program out there doing things like face painting, or they're just doing a whole variety of stuff. So talk to me about the experience that night. What were you feeling as you were, I guess, competing, and then what did you feel when you won?
Well, when I was competing, when I went in there, I just decided I'm going to do my best. And I loved all the girls. I know that sounds like such a cliche, but it truly isn't. We have a sisterhood that I'll have forever with these women and girls as well, all ages. So the night that you're competing, you're really just out there trying to do your very best. And the things that Miss Suzanne and Miss Marty taught us, you're trying to remember everything they taught you and really represent this valley in the proper and right way for the scholarship pageant. It's such a great program because they do so much for the community. And it was so important for me to be able to give back to a community that I love so much and have been part of. So for me, it was a way for me to conquer my fears and to do it representing a great pageant. And when I went, I was truly, I think, in shock. Even to the next day, I didn't realize that they called my name. When they did call my name, I don't even think I heard it.
Right.
But first I was called for Miss Photogenic. And I said, okay, I've been in front of a still camera quite a bit, so that's a great honor. And I thought that was enough for me. I was good. And then I was named Miss Congeniality, which really meant a lot to me because that's what the girls vote on. And that, to me, says everything. So then that was the topping on the Sunday when they made me Miss Santa Clarita Valley. It was wonderful. It was such a great night. I mean, I've never won a door prize before, okay? I don't win anything. And for me to go ahead and be able to compete and to win was wonderful.
We're in studio right now with Ms. SCV, Ellen Como, on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Now, do I have this right, Ellen? It was a 2-night process. Was it Friday and Saturday?
It was.
So the Friday night's kind of like the preliminary thing. The finalists are chosen, and then Saturday is when the finalists compete. Yeah.
Yes. Now, also a couple of weeks before that, we also had interviews with the judges, and we had to sit down and talk about ourselves and answer their questions, and really let them know who we were and who we are and how we're going to go out and represent this pageant, this program out into the community. So it was really important that they picked the right people, and all the ladies are wonderful. Every single one of them would represent our community perfectly. So I just think that it came down to who had the best night that night.
Right.
And Friday night was preliminaries, and there was some judging going on, and there was also judging going on Saturday. So it's a lot of stress.
Yeah, especially over 2 days. It's like it's not just over one night; it carries over to the next day.
Yeah,
right?
you go to bed that night knowing you're going to wake up and do this whole thing again. So there you go. But it's fun. And when you get there, I have to say, as soon as you walk backstage and you see all your friendly faces of the girls around you, it kind of takes some of the pressure away. And then it just becomes fun.
Right, because you're all in it together.
You're all in it together, yes.
Talk to me a little bit about what your duties are going to be for this next year. You're going to be Miss SCV for a year. Have they talked to you about what they expect of you, or what you're going to be doing out in the community? Do you know?
Yeah, I have to do community service so many hours a month. So I have to be out there, and I have to be serving the community, and that's one of the things that I really wanted to do, and I look forward to doing. And I want to be, you really want to go out there in this community and serve in some way, because this community has been so good to me. And the fact that I get to do it and represent such a great program is such a gift. Such a gift, Jason. I am so happy to do it. So I can't wait. I'll be at the Chamber Mixer tomorrow night in the 4th of July parade. I know that's coming up. And from there, there'll just be different events that go on throughout the year, and I'll be part of them and be able to give back in any way I can. And we know what it also does. It gives you an opportunity to be part of so many different programs that even when your reign is over and you're not a queen anymore, you're going to know the programs that you really want to get more involved in.
Right.
So it gives you such an outlook on what's going on.
Exposure to a variety of programs.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that it's important for you to kind of work in the community and give back to the community. That's because you are a local business owner, and you
Yes.
work and live in this community. And for the people who don't know, you've launched your own studio, your own fitness program, your own fitness product called Balacor. Talk to me about Balacor, what it is and what you're doing with it.
Yeah, it started about 8 years ago, the conception, and it truly was made in my garage. So they say the greatest things are made in a garage.
Yep.
Well, guess what? So was the Balacor.
Right.
And that's where I was for 6 years, working on this project. And I finally got to open my first studio in Santa Clarita. It's on Valencia Boulevard in Soledad, across the street from Chi-Chi's, next to Preferred Glass. They always get the plugs with me because it's a perfect location.
Right.
Everybody knows those two businesses. They're established. They've been around forever. And you're on my product, the Balacor, which is like a flat bench or a floor model, and it's filled with air. So your spine is in a constant neutral, your core is engaged at all times, and our workouts are amazing. The results I'm seeing with my members shock me. I've been in this business for 32 years, and for me to see the kind of results that are coming in the door, I walk in and I take their measurements and I weigh them, and I cannot believe what's going on. It's been such a blessing. We've been open for about 4 months right now. The whole community and the city has embraced us so much. So, I am overwhelmed.
You can't miss the location, the signage from that major intersection, probably
Yes.
the biggest intersection in the valley. You see the Balacor sign right up front, so it's right there, right at the intersection of Valencia and Soledad and Bouquet and what is that other street? I guess Newhall Avenue or Railroad. I guess kind of runs right into that. That whole major intersection is right where you all are. Where can people? How would people find out more about it if they wanted to get involved?
Go on to
Balacor?
Balacor.net. That's the best way to do it. Go on to Balacor.net, and that you will have all of our class schedules, our address. We'll have everything on there. And then it's easier, I think, going on the website. You could also call 661-312-3130. You'll get me directly. And so a lot of the times throughout the day, I go in and out of the studio. I try to be there all day long. But our classes right now are 5:30 a.m., 8:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 5:30 p.m., and we have a couple 6:30 p.m.s. On Saturday, we have an 8:30 and a 9:30 a.m., but we want to add more classes soon. So we're taking interest lists, like what times work for you.
Right, you got to know when people want to go, and it sounds like you already
Exactly.
have a wide variety for people to choose from. So,
Yes.
Balacor.net, and we appreciate you coming in, Ellen. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Jason.
Happy to have you here. Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. It's Miss SCV, Ellen Como.